Star Citizen's last concept ship has finally gone on sale, but only for some. From what I've heard, if you did the essay, you sent in an essay to CIG to tell them why you would want this ship. A lot of theory that this is just to get around bots and people botting the ship in F5 war. It still turned into an F5 war, at least for store credit. And not everybody who sent in an essay or whatever, a joke, whatever it is you sent, actually got selected to buy one. So the whole process of doing this Odin release, to me, my opinion, has been pretty bad. Even from, this is mainly internal news still. This has not gotten outside of the community like I'm thinking it might. But even inside the community, I think this has been a pretty poor release. That being said, this is a like 700 and something meter long ship that's all about war. It's got like 42 PDCs on it, I think. Yeah, it's got 20 size 12 vertical launch systems. It's got a freaking beam weapon in the front that fires out 12 beams and cuts things in half. Like, it's so absurd it's a ship. And we're going to cover the whole thing right now in detail, in all its glory. So let's talk about like the different weapons that they're trying to highlight here. First is the emitters, the gigantic lasers here. 12 emitter enforcer. Capital ships perish beneath the Odin's mortal gaze as it cuts instantly through enemy fleets with a catastrophic precision and crippling strength. But what lies beneath? Entire weapon systems remain concealed within the Odin's hull until the instant of attack. What's revealed is not subtle, but devastatingly powerful. Yeah, a lot of people have noted that this looks very similar, maybe not necessarily to any particular ship, but in general, this, just like this series, this fiction, there have been a couple of call-outs to these types of ships. I don't know if there are any pictures of them here. Space naval ships, essentially. Yeah, not the real one. Ships that look like they're supposed to be in the sea, but are actually in space. I think it's hilarious that this has an icebreaker. Like, please use that to break something. This just reminds me of freaking Final Fantasy. Just real hardcore. It looks very Final Fantasy, which I guess makes sense. They've got these cannons that kind of meld into the ship, similar to modern naval ships. I'm not sure. I think don't literal ships do this a lot? Like these kinds of ships, do they hide their guns? I'm not even sure. I just feel like they look kind of like that. But there are several types of ships that we have seen where the guns will transform, go down below the bulkhead, be hidden, whether that is because it looks smooth and sexy or because it provides extra protection to the guns. I don't think we're going to know. Maybe they'll tell us here, though. They basically like to say it remains concealed, though. I would be interested in knowing if these guns are harder to damage than guns that are always shown, because that would be an interesting little extra bit here. At the core of combat, the bridge. Hey, look, we got to it. Positioned high above the hull in classic naval tradition, the Odin's reinforced bridge grants commanding views of the battlefield for the leaders who demand total control of the fight. This is so funny to me. I haven't read any of this before. I'm kind of going through this the first time with you guys. Commanding views of the battleship. I'm pretty sure scrolling through here, there's a shot of them with their star maps. It's not here. I don't know where that picture is from, but there is a picture of a bunch of people standing next to star maps in the Odin. Hold on. I gotta pull this up. Is it in SCL? Okay, it's probably in the SCL, yeah. I might have to wait until we watch the video to find it. It's a literal picture of these guys all standing in a bunch of star maps inside the Odin. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that your commanding view? I mean, isn't that the whole point of us getting these massive globes in the ship? It sounds like it'd be better than putting you on a giant bridge sticking up in the into space, but it looks really cool. So I'll give them that. Power in your hands, armed and lethal. The true devastating power of the Odin cannot be achieved with more automation, AI, but with a disciplined, decisive, and dedicated crew. An incomparable 23 operable turrets, devastating ballistic batteries, and colossal anti-capital weaponry transform this battlecruiser into a fortress of coordinated firepower. It's a pretty cool gun animation. No notes. I like cool moving things and animations. That's definitely how you get me. I'm not going to pay extra money for it, but I'll certainly look at it. Renewed strength. Side hangars. Rapidly rearm, refuel, rearm, and redeploy support ships from 6 integrated size hangars amidst ongoing combat. As opposed forces waver, the Odin's warbirds remain relentless and ready to finish the fight. Except I've got a bangle, bro. See me. I love how the Odin's out here trying to talk like it's the strongest ship out there. But if you go to all this stuff going on, where's that dude that gets wrecked? This guy. This is a Corvus class Bengal battlecruiser, I believe it is. These guns, they wipe the floor with an Odin. This has got almost the same kind of stuff on it as an Odin. Honestly, I think it fits the Star Citizen universe a little bit more, at least from what they've shown us before. Look at these guns! Just coughing on them. It's got 3 of them. Like, this thing also can do some major damage, and you know it's got a hanger. So it's funny to see the Odin coming in here and being like, I'm so great. I'm very cool. Not a battle cruiser. It's a cruiser. It's like, ooh, I've got all these big guns. Yeah, okay, what about the other UEE ships, man? Come on. The pinnacle of propulsion. Engine power. Moving a cruiser of this scale demands power systems as formidable as weapons. As the new benchmark for propulsion technology, the Odin's thrusters get this Goliath across the universe to wherever a fight needs to be won. I wonder what the speed of this thing's going to be. 500 meters per second max. The chaos of war is unpredictable, they say. The fight within from a central hangar. The Odin is prepared accordingly. Deploy heavy support craft such as the Anvil Asgard or Valkyrie from the central hangar for extra reinforcement on the front. Boarding crafts, kinda? Alright, now we got a detailed schematic. You get a nice side view with a cross-section cutaway. You can see that most of the interior of the ship is in this central area. I'm guessing this is all like weapon infrastructure and engineering. No, engineering is probably, yeah, it's right here. So I guess just unused space back here. Systems, storage, and stuff like that. You got the bridge up top, briefing rooms to get, you know, sit everybody down and tell them, why'd you show up 10 minutes late to our Discord meeting? Fire control. Jesus, a whole room for fire control. It's interesting. Command and control. I wonder if that's kind of like the operations deck on the Ironclad. Crew quarters down below. Nope. Crew quarters is in that same tower. Wow, there's a lot in that one tower. I'm surprised crew quarters is up there too. It seems like a vulnerability. I just hate to be here and randomly get hit by like a massive cannon shot. They got a canteen in there because nobody can spend that much time on... That's the perfect line for this. That was a freaking perfect delivery. Well done. You gotta have a canteen and get a little drunk if you're gonna spend enough time on this ship to make it worthwhile. A whole freaking hospital, of course. Aft engineering, port and starboard hangars, main hangar. A tram system. Do you trust it? Main hangar is down below it, so a lot of space dedicated to these hangars. Damn. That's interesting. Now this is considered a battle cruiser? Yeah. Battle cruisers are supposed to also be like carriers in a sense. What's the idea of a battle cruiser? Heavy firepower and the ability to carry. Number 12 is a cargo lift. Super important, very key. 13 is our main hold. Okay, cargo hold. And 14 is forward engineering. Not yet finished, I guess, not detailed. We also don't really see the specific sections where the guns entrances are, but I'm thinking we might see that in the Star Citizen Live here shortly. Here are all the animations. This is actually pretty cool. I think this is what gets me. I'm at two sides here. There's the Space Tomato that's like kind of a rapid space nerd who's like, lasers, plasma, oh, black holes, oh my gosh, Pico. And then there's the kind of the, hey, I want Star Citizen to succeed rational gamer of me that's like, I feel like the animations are part of like the cool factor to sell it, and it's really just not this necessary. It looks so cool. It's going to be incredible to see in the game. But I'm kind of feeling like, for those who have played Space Engine, you probably can relate to this more. It feels almost like a Star Citizen is partial amazing game, and it's also just partial virtual showcase space. In the sense that part of the experience of Star Citizen, even when it is a game, like with all the progression and the systems and everything, I still feel like part of Star Citizen is just going to be going into the space and looking around and seeing cool art. Because this is an art showcase. Like, you can't just build a 3D world that has a bunch of really detailed spaceships and space stations and planets and spend a lot of detail on that. And a lot of people just want to see it. And so I find myself like struggling with this dichotomy of like, this is a game that needs to be made, but this is also just a kind of place to spend time. I hate to bring up the word, but kind of a metaverse in a sense, at least the way that people have been wanting a metaverse to exist, which is just like a world to be involved in, not for any specific reason other than being there. And I think this fully leans into that. This is so unnecessary, but it's cool. I was talking with Grolo on the podcast over the weekend, and he was saying that he believes this will be one server on its own. They'll just have a server in the DGS that is dedicated to like an Odin. And I could see it. This is the cool shot of it, and I wish it was a little higher resolution because it's a cool video. All right, let's continue. We've got weaponry, which we kind of talked about a bit. We got that size 12 beam weapon up front, which is actually just like multiple beams, which is insane. 20 size 12 vertical launch missiles. Looks like there's some of them right here. It's got a few up here. I'm sure there's a couple in the back. Turrets. 2 size 12 manned turrets. Those have 3 size 12 guns on them. So 3 size 12 turrets on each gun. Or 3 size 12s barrels on each turret. 10 size 10 manned. Wait, 1 size 10 manned on 3 different turrets. Maybe that's this right here. They've got 8 size 10s. No, yeah, 8 size 10s on turrets as well. Those are single size 10s. And then they've got 8 size 8 manned turrets, which have 2 barrels each. 2 size 8 manned turrets, which have 4 barrels each. And 42 size 2-point defense turrets. The literal defense turrets would kill my ship. What is the rest of this doing, man? Killing my homeworld? This is... Jesus. I wonder if the Javelin's going to end up getting upgunned now. The last thing they'll see, they call it. In true military style, inspired by centuries of human naval warfare, the Odin's utilitarian, classically angular profile projects undeniable authority. Every line intimidates. Every single line intimidates. Every edge enforces. A silhouette that warns of what's to follow. You know what? I think this is how I want people to describe me from now on. The ultimate deterrent. Size and power. Pretty solid deterrent. Other ships enter the fight. The Odin ends it before it begins. One glimpse of the battlecruiser's gargantuan form entering the field is enough to make even the most aggressive hostiles think again. Why does this picture look so weird? Why does this look like it's stylized differently from everything else? Like, does it feel like these pictures come from like different artists maybe than they use for concept art usually? Just feels it actually does feel a little like anime kind of style. Plan of attack. The briefing room. I like the seats. Tomato red. It looks very... This is like a kind of a low-key evil-looking briefing room. Coordinate assaults, track emerging threats, and prepare for battles ahead from a war room built to inspire and command. It feels almost, you're giving me not even Empire vibes. I haven't even played Warhammer, and this feels like some 40K kind of look to it. Stay armed. This is that picture we saw earlier. This is an insane getup just for a turret. A vast ship-spanning ammunition reserve ensures a continued supply to the Odin's overwhelming array of heavy ordnance, even throughout the longest and most brutal engagements. It's going to cost so much money to reinforce this thing. And then they've got the hangars down here. Cargo. An astonishing 8,000 SCU cargo capacity ensures the Odin can carry enough fuel, munitions, and supplies to sustain prolonged campaigns and surpass the limits of most or more conventional fleets. I mean, like, what? I gotta know, what's the content that they're gonna make for this? It's gonna be crazy. It's gotta be full campaigns, right? Oh yeah, I didn't even notice the statues in the background of this. This is even his suit looks very Empire. I feel like they were going for a slightly, I don't even know how to describe it, but brutalist kind of look. What I'm mostly excited about is for this ship to be something that we can board and fight through. Like, make this its own mission. Make this its own whole storyline that you have to go and like infiltrate one of these ships and get out one of the people in there. They've also got some paints on it that actually look really cool. The Trooper one honestly looks kind of like if this were going to be a ship in Halo. There it is. Blockade looks pretty sick. Camo is I can't even see it. Storm Chaser camo, I can't even see it more. Apparently these are all exclusive to this sale, from what I've read. So it's a very loaded sale. Ultimately, I think it's a weird and strange situation. 33 to 65 plus crew means that it's definitely built, like they said, more for new Star Citizen, requiring less crew than some of the smaller ships even, like the Javelin. But nobody knows what this is going to be used for. Nobody knows how this is going to fit into the game. There is no content for this right now. There is no proposed content for this right now. This is literally just an idea. It's $5,000, and there's no knowing when it's going to come out. But I'm betting it's not at least for the next 2 or 3 years. So, very Star Citizen. Very, not really going to concern most people, I think. Most folks are just going to completely ignore this ship, the drama that surrounds it, the news of it, and not even think about it until it's a realistic thing possibly coming to the game. Appreciate everybody who went in and helped to fund this game to the tune of $35 million this month. But once again, I feel like this is yet another sale, another ship, another time when people are going to spend money and probably feel some resentment later when that money does not seemingly get them what they thought they were getting, because the realities of the developments of this game often end up getting in the way of the promises that they've made around it, and we still don't know what kind of complications are going to come with this one. So if you are considering it at any point right now, in months from now, maybe if you're watching this at some future date when they've put it back up for sale for some reason, just consider why. If you want to support the game, that's all you. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. I'm just going to tell you that from the perspective of somebody who covers this game a lot, there is no guarantee around this. There is no for sure that this is going to do what you think it's going to do when it comes into the game. And all you can rely on is the fact that it's probably going to carry stuff. It's going to have a lot of cargo. It's going to have big and useful guns. And it's going to have a cool design. But don't get more specific than that, because you just never know. Either way, that's the Odin.